A video on forensic audit has already been uploaded to this channel, and this is a video on the investigation part, which is another part of the forensic audit chapter. And this is a quick revision, and only the keywords will be discussed in this chapter, and I will not discuss the details. In case you have read this chapter once, this is only then you should refer this video, and this is a quick revision video for the last day revision. Anyway, what is investigation? Investigation is a systematic and critical and special examination of the records of the business and for specific purposes, and requires a concentrated focus. Now, there is hardly any chance of asking directly which is investigation and what is investigation, but from exam point of view, one of the important question is the differences between audit and investigation. The differences should be written in this three-part format. One is the basis for differences, another is the main two topics, another two should be the main two topics. Now, what are the basis? The first basis is objective. The objective of audit is true and fair view of the financial statement, whereas the objective of investigation is as defined by the appointed person. Whoever has appointed the investigator will decide what should be the objective of the investigation, and the appointing person or the appointing authority should decide the scope of investigation. And the second point is scope. That's why the scope of audit is wide, however the scope of investigation is concentrated. Number third is periodicity. Audit should be conducted once a year, however investigation should be conducted whenever it is needed. There is no such fixed tenure. As and when required, it should be conducted. Number four is nature. Audit involves test checking, however investigation involves a detailed study. Number fifth is inherent limitation. Audit has inherent limitations, however investigation does not have any such inherent limitation. Number six is persuasive evidence. Every type of evidence, and audit usually requires persuasive evidence. However, the investigation report should require a conclusive evidence. And the last point is reporting. The audit report is usually provided to the shareholder. However, the investigation report is usually addressed to the appointed person. Okay, let's take one more revision. Audit and investigation, the main thing that which we need to memorize are the basis of differences, that is objective, scope, periodicity, nature, inherent limitations, and evidence. Objective, true and fair view of financial statement and as defined by the appointing authority. Scope, audit wide, in case of investigation concentrated. Periodicity, in case of audit once in a year, in case of investigation as and when required. Nature, in case of audit chase checking, in case of investigation detailed study. Inherent limitation, in case of audit exist, in case of investigation does not exist. Evidence, in case of audit should be persuasive, in case of investigation should be conclusive. Reporting to, in case of audit it should be shareholders, and in case of investigation to the appointed person. Then next topic is, it is not very important, what is the steps of investigation? Steps of investigation is usually in 5 steps: scope and objective, program, evidence, interpretation, and reporting. The first stage is scope and objective determination. Number second is design of program. Number third is collection of evidences. Number fourth is interpretation, and number fifth is reporting. Special issues in case of investigation, also in reading category. Number one, whether 100% checking or sampling. Number two, reliability of audited financial statements, assistance of expert. Number fourth is dispute and conflicting claims. Number fifth is basis of own opinion, and number six is retention of working papers. Number seven, futuristic statements, avoidance of futuristic statement. Next point in my handwritten note is company law portion. The investigation portion which refers to company law should be read from the law book or your audit book if the data is good. But I will just read out the section number. Section 10, 210 is investigation through order of central government. Section 212, investigation by SFIO. Section 213, investigation by NCLT in other cases. Section 216, investigation in case of ownership of company. 217, procedures of inspection. 219, powers of inspector to carry out investigation into the affairs related companies and persons. And 223, inspector's report to central government. This thing should be read from the law book. Now, one of the little important question, then it's not really important but quite important. That is a question number 11 in my notes. The general approach of investigation under section 210 and under section 213. Clarity of terms and conditions, scope, periodicity, forming a program, using of work of experts, and legal requirements and reporting. Clarity of the terms and conditions, scope, periodicity, forming a program, and using work of expert, legal requirements and reporting. Just go through once. Next important question is investigation on behalf of the incoming partner. As you can see, I have also highlighted the key points, and this is a very important question. And let me read out the key points and the key words, and thereafter you have to write one or two sentences against each of these points. Number one is history of the check. The most important word is check. You can write check, you can write examine, either check or examine or verify. The history of the firm, the deed of partnership, profitability of the record, position of assets and liabilities, which is in short balance sheet. Number 5 is orders in hand. Number 6 is terms and condition on the offer of partnership. Number 7, quality composition of key managerial personnel. Number 8, terms of loan finance. Number 9 is reasons for offer of admission, and number 10 is capital employed and return on interest. Number 11 is special clause, if any. At least try to memorize or remember 10 points. Number 1 is history of the firm. Number 2 is deed of partnership. Number 3rd is profitability record. Number 4th is position of assets and liabilities or balance sheet. Number 5th is orders in hand. Number 6, terms and conditions of the offer for partnership. Number 7 is quality composition of KMPs. Number 8, terms of loan finance. Number 9, reasons for admission. Number 10 is capital employed and return on interest. Number 7 is special clause. This is the most important question for investigation on behalf of the partner. Next question is investigation on behalf of bank for collection advances. Collect the following information. Following information is required to be collected in case of investigation on behalf of bank for advances. Number 1 is purpose of the loan. Number 2 is repayment schedule. Number 3 is financial standing and reputation of borrower. Number 4 is authorization. Number 5 is history and growth and development.